Welcome to Ground Control. I have been wanting to convert this little Flybear SU-35. Was a 2-channel plane running off of a 1S, and I've been wanting to convert this to brushless for a long time. I had a receiver that I reviewed a long time ago from Frsky that is hardwired for Elevon mixing, so it doesn't leave me a lot of options. So I saw that as an opportunity not only to convert this to brushless, but also to use that receiver that I really didn't have anything else to use it in. So we have had a lot of wind here for the past 2 weeks. It's been about 2 weeks since I've flown, and I checked the forecast last night. I worked on this the majority of the day yesterday, and I had just gotten the motor mounted in it. I still need to make my hatch for my lipo bay. I've already got it partially fabricated, and I've got to do something about securing the wires on the back of it from the ESC to the motor. But I have everything set up. Yesterday, after I got everything finished except for the battery bay, I took it out and I did several glide tests on it, and it looks like it's going to fly. The all-up weight is right at 64 grams, which is about 41% heavier than it was stock. It's going to be running off of a 2S LiPo, 300 milliamp 2S LiPo. So I checked the forecast last night. I didn't have it completed. Checked the forecast late last night before I went to bed, and it was nothing but wind from morning until night for today. And I got up early this morning, and then it stated that we were going to have wind between 3 to 5 until 10 a.m. So I charged up some 2S 300 milliamp hour LiPos as quickly as I could. I figure I can just put some tape over the battery bay so that the battery doesn't fall out of it, but it fits in there pretty darn snug anyway. And I don't like being rushed on projects like this, especially, you know, throwing one in the air, but I don't know when I'm going to have another opportunity. So this morning is the morning, ready or not, it's going in the air to see what I have so far. So before the wind picks up, let's take this little converted 2-channel plane, but it's now a 3-channel plane, throw it in the air and see how well it flies. I'll see you out there.
Okay, maiden launch of the Flybear SU-35 brushless conversion, and I have it in manual mode so that I can validate the CG and the balance. So let's see if we can get it in the air. Hey, we're flying. Wow, that's a lot floatier than I thought it would be. I've got my timer set for 4 minutes. Sweet. Well, the balance doesn't feel too bad. I know it's got some positive angle on that wing. Trying to see how much elevator authority I have. Oh, that's not bad. I was kind of worried about these elevons because I don't have a lot of surface area on them. Alright, so let's take it up a little bit here and see what the roll looks like. The loop looked pretty good. Oh, man, that is a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Let's try it the other direction. Sweet. Well, I'm pretty happy with the maiden launch on this little bird. That is pretty slick. Yeah, let's slow it down a little bit. That's not too bad. I didn't know how well the slow flight capability would be with with the weight increased about, I think it was about 41% from stock. But that is pretty slick. Not unlimited vertical, but it's pretty respectable. Decent slow flight capability. Isn't that slick? Well, this turned out better than I'd hoped, which is always good, right? Not bad for old 300 milliamp hour lipos. Oh, my haptic. I got it set for 4 minutes. My haptic is going off, so. All right, let's bring it back around here and land it. I'm definitely gonna put some battery packs in it this morning. That is pretty slick. All right, maiden flight of the Flybear SU-35 brushless conversion. That is pretty slick. I haven't even put any trim into it yet, but pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. All right, let's put another battery pack in it and put it up at least one more time, if not two. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, flight number 2 on the brushless conversion of the Flybear FX-820 SU-35. All right, let's see if we can get it in the air. This is going to be manual mode again. And then when I bring it back out next time, I'll test out the 3-axis gyro in this receiver. But right now, I'm just going to be flying manual. Let's get it in the air. Isn't that cool? Man, that'll fly pretty slowly. I'm really surprised. Right across the sun. Okay, so I know it's got positive angle on this wing, so let's bring it back through here. Crosswind. Yeah, she's zooming all right. All right. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get away from that. Sweet. That is pretty slick. I will get it trimmed out as much as I can. Keep my eye on it. Not too shabby. I think those rolls will be a lot more axial when I have time to get it all trimmed out. Right now I just want to make sure everything is working. Slick. Very maneuverable. I'm really surprised with the size of those elevons. That it's as maneuverable as it is. I've got everything turned up to, let me see, 125% scale on the ailerons and on the elevator, and I'll probably be able to dial some of that back. And I also have the linkage set up for maximum throw, because these little tiny servos, it's a little twitchy. I'm going to have to increase my expo a bit. But these little tiny servos don't have a whole lot of travel on them, you know. But I definitely think I'm going to be able to dial that back. That is too cool. Okay. So the balance isn't perfect yet. I got to get it trimmed out yet. But let's see if we can bring it in.
Well, it performed better than I thought it would. Now, normally it takes me 3 to 4 flight sessions to get everything tuned on it. I'm not there yet. Obviously, it's going to take me 2 or 3 more flight sessions to get it all trimmed out and tuned. And I want to check the CG, you know, move it forward, move it aft a little bit, finish up my battery compartment, and get these wires tied down better, and replace this prop. Oh, I don't know if did you hear that when I launched it on the Maiden flight? It caught my finger. I know better than to do that, but I thought, you know, I haven't thrown this in the air yet under power. I don't know if it's going to roll over on its back when I launch it. If I launch it, you know, with the wing, it's hard to get a nice straight launch. So I thought, oh, that prop's small enough. I'll belly launch it for the Maiden flight, and then I'll launch it with the wing tip, and I'll be darned if it didn't catch my finger on the first launch. So the second flight was, you know, winging it from the wing tip instead of from the bottom of the plane. So I think when it struck my finger, I think it must have actually bent the prop a little bit, because it was spinning nice and smooth before I launched it on its maiden flight, and I noticed on the second flight it was getting quite a bit of vibration out of it when I launched it. So I'm going to have to replace that prop now. What a shame, you know, my finger damaged the prop. So anyway, it turned out better than I expected. It's got plenty of power. It's extremely maneuverable. I've got to see if I can take care of that zooming a little bit. I still need to work on my control surface movement and the amount of expo that I have in. But I think for the first flight session, I think it went better than I expected it would. And I really didn't think that these elevons were going to be big enough. I figured that after I took it out and maidened it, I was going to have to come back and cut those out and fabricate new ones with more surface area. But I was extremely surprised at just how well those did on this plane. So I'm happy with the conversion. Everything was working absolutely fine. I just need to get it dialed in better, so it handles a little bit better. And that was both flights were manual mode. It's got a 3-axis gyro on it, but I haven't even tested it out yet. I want to make sure I get everything flying extremely well in manual mode before I test out the gyro. So stay tuned. I think this is going to be another extremely fun little park jet. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the air.